Hello and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day.
Through a letter, the municipal mayor's office asked the Navy to suspend the construction of the Coast Guard station because the construction does not comply with the results of a prior consultation made in 2015.
In January, fishermen from the municipality of Providence made known their dissatisfaction with the construction of the Coast Guard station on the island, since they stated that the National Navy did not recognize the results of the prior consultation carried out in 2015. For this reason, the Fisherman Cooperative Fish and Farm requests the presence of government entities and also asks to desist from such construction and to initiate a process of demilitarization of the islands. For this reason, on March 9, the municipal mayor's office sent a letter to the commander of the Coast Guard station in the municipality, reiterating its request to suspend the construction works announced by the Navy. The letter reads,
"It is necessary to clarify that the only facilities that the Coast Guard has had to date in the territory of Old Providence and Santa Catalina are those located in the sector of Black Sand Bay, in the property of the Harbor Master's office, the reason for which this organization does not explain why they are announcing the reconstruction of a station when it has never existed."
Similarly, the mayor's office stated that the land on which the Navy seeks to build a new Coast Guardian station, which was rejected by the community in the prior consultation process, has a 97% environmental impact due to its location in a mangrove area. This, the major office reiterates its request for the definitive suspension of this news base and requests that the Navy simply rebuilds in the area that was previously set aside for this purpose. However, it is worth noting that in the last hours, the Maritime General Direction announced through a statement that they made the installation of portable containers, which has allowed them to reopen the Harbor Master office in the Old Providence to meet the various requirements of the Maritime, Nautical and Tourist Guild. At the time of closing of this broadcast, the Navy has not yet provided statements regarding the request made by the major office through the Secretary of Planning.
And a new confrontation between tour operators and a group of travelers occurred in a popular tourist attraction site in the department.
An altercation between tour operators of the Blowhole and a group of tourists was recorded on video. The fact would have been presented when apparently the visitors would have referred in a derogatory manner towards the operators for not agreeing with the consumption policy required by the administration of the site, as indicated by Wilbert Pomier, a tour guide of the place.
It's just say, them come and them want gone in, go know the place. We tell them to wait a little bit, make them see how the place functions. That's why the tourist Secretary of Tourism tell we put the aviso where everybody can see the right way for how we manage this. If you going in, if you go in, you have to consume something. You're not charged the entrance, but you consume and drink by pier if you go into the place. The man said no, him no believe if him part, him no have to do that because this is of Colombia and non-black man can't tell him what to do in the place. So with him, no, we don't got no problem with you. If you don't like it, the only thing you have to do, well, you continue your way.
The head of the tourism portfolio qualified the fact as regrettable and indicated that in the place there are also good operators.
Siguen presentándose estos hechos que son realmente lamentables.
These events continue to occur, which are really regrettable, do not benefit the destination, and unfortunately generate a bad image, not only for the site where it occurred, but for the entire destination and the archipelago. I understand that not all are like that, but we must be very honest with that. There are very good people there, very hardworking, who want to do things right. But unfortunately, in the world of tourism, the slightest problem that occurs in a destination is always magnified and tagged to all those who work in there. The idea is not to generate a bad image.
The Secretary of Tourism indicated that the corresponding investigation is being carried out to clarify the situation.
The dissatisfaction of some members of the department duma have the absence of deputies during the sessions that have been developed in recent days has led Deputy Carlos Carvajal to break the silence and clarify the reason why they do not stay in the room to take part in the vote.
We are waiting for the concept of the administrative court. This was the response of Deputy Carlos Carvajal to the dissatisfaction of the other members of the Departmental Assembly for his absence in the extra sessions.
The administrative court has taken a precautionary measure, and until the same court does not give an in-depth statement on the matter, all actions that are being carried out today in the Departmental Duma we consider that they are illegal.
According to Carlos Carvajal, they are in compliance with the internal regulation. They made their presence visible, stating that they are in the precinct, but then they leave.
We believe that everything that is being done within the departmental duma is illegal until there is a judicial decision that says what has to be done in the departmental assembly.
Finally, the official expressed that they are waiting for a response from the administrative court so that the Duma can begin to develop its activity in the best way.
And several delegates from the National Comptroller's office visited Old Providence to follow up on the public management of the reconstruction of the municipality.
En el ejercicio del especial seguimiento acude la Contraloría.
The General Comptroller's Office of the Republic, through the Housing Delegate and also the Commerce Delegate and the Citizen Participation Delegate, visited Old Providence to verify the actions and the public management in the reconstruction of Old Providence and Santa Catalina. The result of these activities will be reported to the community for the purposes of the exercises of social control of this important reconstruction activity.
In the same line, the delegate for the housing and basic sanitation sector added,
De manera articulada, trabajaremos.
In an articulated manner, all the delegates will accompany this process of reconstruction of the island.
Finally, the delegate for Commerce and Regional Development stated that he will give a special follow-up to the economic reactivation of the municipality.
La delegada de Comercio estaremos vigilando.
As the delegate from Commerce, we will be watching and monitoring, especially the economic reactivation of the hotels, tourism, and native lodges, also known as the Posada Nativas.
Now we continue with more news from the municipality of Old Providence. Yesterday, a new follow-up meeting to the dredging project took place, where the community that was present chose the social investment projects that would execute the 200 million pesos allocated from this area.
It was one of the most attended dredging follow-up meetings. Its focus to choose a destination of the resources allocated for social investment. The community chose freely.
The dynamics was to present to the dredging project executive several projects aimed at strengthening the area of cultural and ancestral identity of the island of Old Providence. Once the winner is determined from the meeting, then the company would proceed to explain how these resources will be handed over.
The consultation meetings will continue until the agreements reached have been fulfilled. The ministry will follow up on the process of delivering the resources as well as the execution of projects as guarantors.
The management of the National Authority for Prior Consultation does not close consultations until 100% of the agreements are fulfilled.
The 200 million pesos were divided in two projects, one of which received 150 million and the second 50. Anthony Howard, author of the initiative that received the largest amount, explained his project.
After the hurricane, I saw that all the churches, the building them, the temple them of Providence was break down, and the majority of them lost what was their sound equipment. We are in modern times, and I believe that if we have the possibility or the opportunity to be a blessing to this temple, to this building that serve us as refuge. So I went to work and build a project that consists in giving to each one of those churches sound equipment.
Each of the 14 churches on the island will receive a sound system with this project. The follow-up meetings will continue until the final agreements from 2014 are exhausted.
And in the final installment of the special report, Archaeological Heritage of the Raizal People, the local secretaries connected to the subject spoke about their role in this issue.
Finally, we visited the Secretary of Infrastructure's office, which has a collaboration agreement with Envia as the contractor of the dredging project. The Secretary explains that the supervision by that office is a follow-up along with the auditor. He also confirmed the loss and recovery of materials after IOTA and the current processes.
Y se rescató gran parte de ese 30%.
We have seen that there are certain ancestral relics in the seas. We intend to follow up on them, not to lose the culture and history that are within these materials that are part of our material patrimony. Therefore, the intention is to unite with the entity that is part of the Ministry of Culture, and in that way, we can do the control in a correct way.
When we contacted the auditors, they informed that the Archaeological Foundation were complying with the protocols in everything related to the archaeological findings. However, none of these offices has a representative on Old Providence at this time. For his part, the Secretary of Culture said that his office will follow up on this issue.
Hemos visto que hay ciertos...
A large part of that 30% was rescued, and the contractor has it under the supervision of the auditor. On the other hand, the 70% that was missing is being taken out of the water, and this is also being monitored by the auditors and by us.
During the evening hours, this journalistic house interviewed the Municipal Secretary of Sports and Culture, Martin Valderrama, who off camera said that they have been meeting with the archaeologists and that in the next few days the agreements reached will be socialized. However, he clarified the following.
As for the elements that have been found in this process, the absolute ownership of them will belong to the municipality, and there will be elements that will make up the new municipal museum once the work is completed.
This final information reveals that there is already an advanced negotiation for a new and complete museum for Providence, where these elements will rest. Even so, the community is invited to continue following up this process with the archaeological heritage of the raizal people.
And Teleislas News will follow up on this news given the importance of this topic for the municipality, which is just beginning. Now we continue with Victor Fusalva and all the sports news of the archipelago.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. In search of the reactivation of softball, the league organizes a friendly match. At the Hino Archibald Softball Stadium, a free first category friendly match was organized as a tryout, looking for the reactivation of this sport with all the protocols of biosecurity. The players are quite motivated and eagerly awaiting the reactivation of this sport, and this is how passionate they are as expressed by Orlando Narvaez.
La gente está un poco motivada.
Already people are a little motivated for the possible reactivation for the sport of softball. This early game is a free category match for the boys to go getting in shape, as I said before, with the possibility that the reopening is very soon, and they are in a quite high percentage to be able to play.
This is an initiative from the Softball League, trying out, making some games to try out to see how the sketch that make up to about the biosecurity, to see how things going to function, and beside that everybody anxious to play. So we'll thank and praise. Right now today was wonderful. We passed a nice time, and I think soonly we will be beginning softball again in the island.
The Softball League, headed by its president Orlando Narvaez, seeks the early reactivation of this sport, which has been in hiatus due to the pandemic. A San Andres baseball player rated as one of the best prospects of the Boston Red Sox. Due to the pandemic, Jeter Downs could not finish his work and show his talent in 2020. But today, the Islander baseball player wants to take advantage of this and show all that he is made of this season. This is the reason why this baseball player is still focused on being the first Islander to reach the big leagues. Jeter is looking to show his batting, fielding, and shortstop skills.
I am also so happy to know that Jeter reached to the Major League Baseball and feel proud of it, and why good discipline, and the young players them have to do that to reach there, because if they don't do that they can't reach there. Good discipline carry you through the world. I feel proud because we have Islanders in the baseball Major League, you know, and I feel proud again. I want to tell you all because he belongs to Jerry Downs, and Jerry Downs is a guy that he used to play with me here in San Andres, and I am so happy to know that he reached to the baseball Major League.
This island athlete seeks to be among the best Colombian baseball players performing in the big league.